Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, episode number 37, live on Elevation 52A Sports and Lifestyles, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Let's get into it, man. We got the Super Bowl all set for Super Bowl 59 on February 9th in New Orleans in the Big Easy. We got the Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles. So the AFC NFC Championship game is over. And we're gonna start with the NFC Championship game, which was not a work of art. If you're a Eagles fan, you definitely enjoyed it. Though it was a masterpiece. They won 55-23. Not that much drama in this game. All comes down to the running game. Saquon Barkley set the tone with the 60-yard touchdown run. And that was it, man. That's just the tone setter. And it was all she wrote for the Washington Commanders, and they was able to win 55-23. Jalen Hurts played very well, outstanding football, his best football as a quarterback in a while. For his performance, and he played very well. And again, when you have those weapons of AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, you definitely got a chance, do great things. Dallas Goddard, so that he has a lot of weapons around him. So Saquon Barkley definitely has been their best player all year. But when you have Hurts do his thing, beat you with his arm, beat you with his legs, they're a dangerous team. So they was able to win, get the job done, and win this game 55-23. Simple as that. So give credit where it's due. So they're back in the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years. They were played in a rematch of previous Super Bowls a couple years ago, and see if they get their redemption back and as far as winning this game. So give them all the credit in the world. They deserve to win. They're just a better team than Washington. Washington has no reason to hang their heads about. If you're a fan of a team like the Commanders, you know that the future is bright because Jaden Daniels is a guy that's going to be great for a long time. You just got to stay healthy. He had a great year. He should be the offensive rookie of the year. Um, they just got to get better on defense. Their run defense wasn't that good this year. They just have to do better in that department and strengthen that interior line that they struggle with against the run this year. So the future is bright. They're gonna be a team that's gonna be tough to deal with in the years to come. They're gonna get a lot of exposure next year. They're gonna definitely be on TV a lot. They're gonna get a lot of exposure. They're gonna be on television. Like, they're gonna have a first place schedule. I'm quite sure of that because when you get to the playoffs, you definitely have a tough schedule, especially when you reach the conference championship. So Washington Commanders gonna have a lot of attention on them all next year. And I think they definitely gonna have a tough schedule because of what they've done. So Hurts and Barkley just was a callous, man. It just definitely was too tough to deal with. When you look at what they've done, they each rushed for 3 touchdowns. I mean, Hurts had 3 touchdowns. Barkley had 3 touchdowns, including 118 yards rushing. AJ Brown had 96 yards receiving, 6 catches and touchdown. Um, Goddard definitely was a callous, 7 catches, 85 yards. Not Devontae Smith, not that much, but he could definitely be effective in the Super Bowl. His team is very talented. His team is definitely uber talented. They're definitely capable of doing great things because of who they are and what they represent. They got excellent defense. Their defense is very tough to deal with. When you look at Nolan Smith, you look at Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, guys like that. They're one of the top defenses. The I think when you look at that perspective, you know they're gonna be tough to deal with in the Super Bowl. They definitely win the Super Bowl. They definitely have the roster to beat the Chiefs. But as much easier said and done. Time will tell. We'll see. Zach Bone had a big game, 12 tackles, 8 solo, 1 tackle for loss. Warren Burks had a sack. Noah Smith Jr. had a sack. Jordan Davis had a sack. They had 3 sacks in this game. So they would do what they had to do. Young Mitchell had interception. This definitely was a rout, man. 55-23 was the score, final score, and that needs to be said. There's no drama in this game. And once he made that touchdown run after trailing 3-0, Washington. After that 60-yard touchdown run, it was over. Then he scored another touchdown. So it's 14-3. It was just a done deal. Yes, it was 14-12, but I never thought that Philly was going to lose this game. Once they got things going, forget it. It was going to be lights out. You saw that down performance. Hurts had 246 yards passing, so 3 touchdowns by Saquon Barkley. And that's it. That's all she wrote. So that's all need to be said. So now they're in the Super Bowl, and give them credit for that being in the Super Bowl. So now let's get into the Bills and the Chiefs. That game was a classic game. As unfortunately the Bills fall short again. They lose to their nemesis has had their number for a while this decade. For the fourth time this decade, they have their number and they win. They win this game. 29, 32-29 was the final score. And they're back to the Super Bowl as far as this team is concerned. He's back in the Super Bowl again. They're back in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs love it or hate it. Bottom line, gotta give credit where it's due. When you look at the Chiefs, they just know how to win. That's the thing that stands out in that perspective. They just know how to win big games. They know how to get it done. I think when you look at this team, they don't get phased by the margin of victory or when the game is close. They know how to get it done when the game is close, when everything's on the line. It's a one score game. They're gonna find a way to win. You look at Buffalo, they had their chances, man. They had their chance to win this game. They played great on offense. They were down 21-10. Hollins played big, made a big time touchdown catch over the shoulder. Great throw by Josh Allen to make it 21-16. They compelled on the two-point conversion. But they had the opportunities. The opportunities was there for the taking. They just didn't take advantage of it. And when you don't take advantage of the opportunities that you have in front of you, you're not going to win. They had 29 points, but the defense didn't do their job. They didn't force enough turnovers. They did not get enough pressure on Mahomes. They just didn't do enough to get it done. So my thing is, you got Buffalo doing their job from an offensive standpoint. It's the on the defense do their job, force some turnovers, get pressure on Mahomes. They wasn't able to do it. So give credit where it's due to the Chiefs. They found a way to get it done. Um, Yes, you saw look at the questionable call with the quarterback sneak by Josh Allen. Was it the first down? It looked like a first down, but at the same time, you go up 22-21. Defensively, they gotta do their job. Force a turnover, force a three and out, something like that. Hold them to a field goal at least. But they go down the field and score a touchdown through a two-point conversion. Now it's 29-22. And then give credit to Buffalo. They went down the field to tie at 29-29. But at the same time, I think the defense of Buffalo was a major, major letdown. They didn't do enough defensively to stop this team and the Chiefs. Yes, they didn't give up a lot against Kelsey. Kelsey didn't do that much in this game. I mean, he caught two passes for 19 yards, but the rookie sensation Xavier Worthy stepped up, six catches, 85 yards, and a touchdown. But Juju Smith-Schuster made some plays, couple of catches, 60 yards. Hollywood Brown made contributions because you look at this, the lineup of players that are making plays wasn't that gaudy numbers that when I see this, so Worthy, Schuster, Smith Schuster, and Brown had the most yards. Kelsey had 19 yards receiving on two catches. DeAndre Hopkins had one catch for 11 yards, so it wasn't that much to go by. Samaji Perrin made a big catch for 70 yards. That was on the fourth down play. He was fourth down, third down. I think it was third down to seal the deal in the game. Yeah, it was 17 yards. Yeah, that's the only catch he made. It was on third down and 9 at the Buffalo 35-yard line. That's a big, big play because if Kansas City make a stop, excuse me, if Buffalo makes a stop in that situation, they're home to the field goal. Let's say Butler missed the field goal. You know what I'm saying? They get the ball back in good field position. You know what I'm saying? If they make a stop. So Buffalo still had a chance to do something on defense and wasn't able to do it. They gave up that short pass to Perry. You go 17 yards in the flat, just wide open, and they couldn't stop him. That was all she wrote. They all had Mahomes had to do was take a knee, victory formation. That was all she wrote. So that's the thing that stands out with Buffalo defensively. They didn't do enough defensively. Allen played great, two touchdowns. He always played well against the Chiefs. I think James Cook maybe could have got more carries. Played very well, Cook. James Cook, 85 yards, two touchdowns, 13 carries. Mac Hollins had three catches for 73 yards and a touchdown. The thing about them, again, having a number one receiver, I think hurt this team. Obviously, Dalton Kincaid, he had two catches for 13 yards. He should have caught that pass on fourth down. You got to make that catch. Regardless how difficult it is, you want to knock off two-time defending champs. You got to come up with a catch like that. You want to go above and beyond, knocking off that team that's had your number for so many years. You gotta find a way to get the job done. And they didn't do it. He didn't do it. He dropped the ball right in his hands, right there. And give credit to Kansas City, Steve Spagnuolo, the defense coordinator for the Chiefs, um, down up that blitz. The cornerback comes on a blitz that threw him off. But Allen had the presence of mind to just throw it up, and Dalton Kincaid wasn't able to catch it. He was right there. I'm saying he makes that catch, that'll be first down deep into their territory of Kansas City, and he wasn't able to make that catch. So that's going to be looked at over the whole season if you're a fan of the Bills. So again, Kansas City just has Buffalo's number. I mean, you thought that Kansas City would be had last year when they had to go in Buffalo and lose, but they didn't lose. Or go in Baltimore and lose, they didn't lose. They was able to now have home field advantage. So these teams have met a lot, but they always had the advantage in the postseason. And that's where it counts the most. So now they're in another Super Bowl, trying to make it three straight, trying to make history. It gets no better than that. Um, but the culprit was this defense. Defense, well, the Buffalo Bills didn't do enough defensively. They didn't force enough turnovers. They didn't get enough pressure. That's the problem that hurt this team today. I mean, last week we had 2 sacks. Can't do that. Where's Greg Rousseau? Only 3 tackles, one solo tackle. Where Von Miller at? 1 tackle. I know he's not the same player. He's like 35 years old, yeah, 35, but he gotta step up. Gotta find a way to get some pressure. His defense was not good in this game. They need to make a stop for forcing turnovers. I think you want to be a big time team on the defensive side, you gotta get some turnovers. I mean, one turnover. And then give credit to Buffalo. They didn't have any turnovers. They didn't have no turnovers whatsoever. And they were still able to find a way to have a chance to win this game. It just fell short at the end of the stick. It's been a commonplace thing for this Buffalo team. They can't beat this team. They got chances moving forward to beat this team, but there's none guaranteed. Because when you look at Patrick Mahomes, he's like the Michael Jordan of the NFL because he's going up against big time quarterbacks. Jackson, Allen, obviously Burrow. Burrow is the only guy that beat him. Obviously lost to Tom Brady a couple times. But if you look at Patrick Mahomes, he's won 17 games in the playoffs and lost 3 times. So he's now the single handedly the second best quarterback as far as getting postseason wins, 17. He's behind Tom Brady. So he's on the cusp of just being one all time, not the great one of the greatest, but the greatest if he gets this third championship in a row from that standpoint. So this guy's something special. And I think from that standpoint, this team just know how to get it done. There's something about this team. They know how to beat their opponent. And if the game is a one score game, they just know how to find a way to get the job done. And Kansas City is on the verge of becoming the fourth franchise to reach at least 3 consecutive Super Bowls. That's what they became, the fourth franchise to reach at least 3 consecutive Super Bowls with its 9 consecutive playoff victory. Now we got again the Chiefs and Buffalo. So it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a great Super Bowl. I mean, it's a rematch. Two teams are familiar with each other. When they last played couple of years ago, they were up 24-14, the Eagles, but they lost the lead and they lost on a field goal by Bucker, 27 yards to win 38-35. So let's see what happens. So that's all that needs to be said, man. This team just incredible. This Chiefs team, they go as Mahomes go. He knows how to get it done. Also, they ran the ball pretty good. Mahomes had 43 yards rushing, 64 yards rushing for Kareem Hunt. So they showed they can run the football as well. So it is what it is, as far as that's concerned. It's gonna be a short show, and I'm not gonna be on to 10 o'clock. The only thing I'm gonna talk about, I already talked about the NFC and the AFC Championship game. So I'm gonna get into some college basketball talk, get into some NBA talk, and then on to stay in sports history. So I'm not gonna be on for long. But when you look at this matchup, Eagles and the Chiefs, the key for this game to be won by Eagles, I'm gonna speak on it more next week. But the Eagles have to do what they can to control the line of scrimmage, time of possession. Gotta get the job done with Barkley. Barkley has to be that guy that's gonna carry the ball 20 times, 20, 25 times. They gotta get the ball in his hands. Gotta utilize his skill set. Just like you did in the regular season, the postseason, gotta do the same thing in Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? This team is definitely capable. Make case they may have the best roster than what the Chiefs have, but they got the better quarterback. They don't have the best running back, but do have the better quarterback than Hurts. Hurts is capable of making plays. But I think for the Eagles to win, they got to dominate the time of possession, keep Mahomes off the field, give him less possessions to deal with, and then you got to have a situation where defensively you got to get after Mahomes. You got to have 5 turnovers that's going to be forced. You got to dominate the turnover department. You got to do something from a turnover perspective. You got to force turnovers against Mahomes. They can make mistakes. I'm saying sometimes you gotta play perfect to beat this team. But you gotta make sure that you do what you can to beat this team by playing at a high level, 4 quarters. Don't turn the ball over. Dominate time of possession. Keep Mahomes off the field. Defensively, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, they gotta be on a mission. On a mission. Men on a mission. Just getting that to the quarterback of Mahomes. They gotta sack him at least 7 times. Force 5 turnovers. You win the turnover department, you definitely win the game. Got a shot. He's got to capitalize on offense. I think Ertz has to match Mahomes one way or another. I think he's capable. I think he will. Um, I'm not deciding who's going to win this game to next week. But at the same time, when you look at this matchup, it should be a fascinating matchup. Um, for the Chiefs, they didn't play well defensively last week. Chris Jones, I believe, only had one tackle. He didn't have an impact on his game. And Karlaftis, who may be the second best player on this defense behind Chris Jones, he didn't do that much in this game. He only had 4 tackles. Chris Jones only had 1 tackle. So they gotta play better on the defensive end. We had 2 sacks. McDaniel had a sack and Wharton had a sack. So but this game gonna be an interesting game. It wouldn't shock me if the Eagles win. Obviously, it wouldn't shock me if the Chiefs win. They're going for history. They know what's at stake. So they trying to make history to something that you don't see very often because in this era of free agency, you don't see this thing happen on a normal basis where a team trying to win 3 straight Super Bowls in a row. I mean, there's teams that I remember watching vividly. It was 1990 49ers. I mean, they had a chance to win 3 straight Super Bowls to win the last 2 in 88 against the Bengals and 89 against the Denver Broncos. They ran into the Giants, their arch rivals at that time, and they lose 15-13 in Candlestick, old Candlestick Park. And then all of a sudden, they wasn't able to win the 3rd straight Super Bowl, get to the 3rd straight Super Bowl. Then a few years later, in '94, the 49ers played the Cowboys, and the Cowboys had a chance to go for 3 straight. They had won the last 2 Super Bowls in '92 and '93, beating Buffalo back to back years, and they had a chance to do something special, but they fell short, and they lose 38-28. I think that the final score was. So I'm saying so. That's the things I remember. Then years later, you look at the Patriots. They won 2 in a row. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Eagles, and then they go losing the division round to the Denver Broncos. I believe at that time. So they didn't even make it to the conference championship in 2005. So from that standpoint, it's tough to win 3 straight. But the Chiefs, what they've done is impressive because they're doing it in a tougher conference. The tougher conference is in the AFC than the NFC. The better quarterbacks are there, and they still find ways to win. You know what I'm saying? They just still find ways to get the job done, find ways to make things happen. They just doing what they do best. And when you look at that, you gotta tip your cap. Now the job's not done yet, obviously. They got a lot of work to do. But for them to just be in position of trying to win 3 straight, that's something that's remarkable. It's sort of sensational to see them be 1 win away from being a Super Bowl champion for the 3rd consecutive year. That is not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like all this player movement, and they doing this without Tariq Hill. You know what I'm saying? Tariq Hill hasn't been on the last two Super Bowl teams. They still find ways to advance, keep moving. Now they know how to adapt, to do things differently than what they were doing when Tariq Hill was there. But I mean, they're not as explosive as it used to be, obviously. But at the same time, they know how they got their quarterback. They got their coach who know how to mesh with his play calling with that quarterback. When you have that, you got a dangerous combination. That's why I said the Eagles want to win the Super Bowl. They have to force some turnovers on defense. They got the best defense in the league. Statistically, they've been the best team defense in the league. The Eagles, like most of the season, they were number one for us to know where they ranked from a defensive standpoint. They're the best. They were the best defensively. Defensive end. Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith and Quinyon Mitchell, the rookie, Cooper DeJohn, Zach Bond, C.J. Gardner. No, they got a big time defense. They got a lot of depth. This unit is definitely a championship contender defensively. They always been the best defense all year. They're gonna have to play like it against some homes. They want to pull off a big win. It's not gonna be an upset. No, I think it's gonna be a win that they need to get back. And I think they got a chance to redeem themselves, like the redemption song for this team, redemption songs. It's all about the redemption. Can they redeem themselves, get back to the Super Bowl, which they are in the Super Bowl? But can they get it done this time? I think they can, but I said I'm not gonna make my predictions tonight. I'll wait till next Thursday night. I'll preview the Super Bowl at length. What was that concerned? But defensively, the Eagles got shot, and they got shot. They are top ranked defense. They were number one and against the pass, 174.2 yards allowed. That's where they ranked. They had a strong defense. There was a period where during the 10-game winning streak the Eagles had, they allowed 13.7 points a game, 239 yards per game. The last team to allow under 14 points, under 240 yards per game in any 10-game stretch was the 2014 Seahawks. That's a Legion of Boom team that made it to the Super Bowl. So this defense is good. So why can't they do that against a team like the Chiefs? I think they can do it. They got a shot. They definitely have a shot. This team definitely defensively looks really, really good. See how many sacks they have this year. So that's what they have to do. They have to get a pass rush. See, they had 41 sacks this year during the regular season. Sack leaders were Josh Sweat, Nolan Smith Jr., Milton Williams, Jalen Carter, Brandon Graham. I think Brandon Graham hurt. I don't know if he's gonna be playing. Josh Sweat had 8 sacks, 6.5 sacks with Nolan Smith, 5 sacks with Milton Williams. Jalen Carter had 4.4 and a half. Secondary pretty solid. Darius Slay. In that secondary, we'll see. Like I said, it's all about what you do on the field. See what happens. Have no one ranked defense when giving 278.4 yards as a total defense. So why can't they do that? So that's basically it for that. Done with the NFL Super Bowl is set February 9th. Sad to see this NFL season come to a close. It's gonna be coming to a close real soon. No football this week. I could care less about the Pro Bowl. So that's it for that. So let's move on to some college basketball as we go into the month of February. Let's break down some games. Actually, yesterday, where Connecticut Huskies they're trying to win the 3 consecutive national championships themselves. They may be on a bubble, and they ranked number 25 in the country. They beat DePaul 72-61, and UConn had to erase a 14-point deficit to beat DePaul. They rallied last night at home, winning 72-61. The leader of this game, Terrence Reed Jr., had 16 points. Because obviously this is not the same team that they was last couple of years. They 7-3 in the Big East. They may have to win out to get qualified for national NCAA tournament berth. Um, as far as that's concerned, because they're not the same team. They rank 25 in the country. They're 15-6, so they're not as good as they once was. So in the past, obviously not gonna be as good every year. They play at Marquette on Saturday, so keep your eyes on Connecticut, man. Will they be on a bubble, and will they be a team that may not make it to the NCAA tournament? They have to win out because they lose a couple of times more. They may be out of the top 25. You know, so when you look at this team, they're like fourth in the Big East. So they might have to do a lot of hard work to really qualify to be in the championship game, like in March, like during the tournament. And let alone make it to the tournament and not to win the Big East tournament, possibly. Because they don't look like themselves. They won the last two national championships. This year has been totally different. They trying to go for their third straight, but right now that may be in jeopardy. They may not even make it to the NCAA tournament because they're not playing well like they used to playing. So they got two championships in a row, trying to make it third, so it's gonna be kind of difficult for this squad. So that's one of the scores that stood out last night in college basketball. Um, Auburn is number one. They beat LSU 87-74. Alabama beat Mississippi State 88-84. It was upset. Maryland beat Wisconsin, number 17 team in the country, 76-68. Let's look at the rankings. All right, Auburn is number one in the country, 18-1. Duke is looking good, 17-2. Iowa State is 17-2. Alabama 17-3. Florida is 18-2. Houston is 16-30, 16-3. 7-2, 17-2 is Michigan State. Tennessee is 17-3. Marquette is 17-3. That's who Connecticut is going to be playing on Saturday. So that's a big time test for them. Again, if they lose that game, they may be out of the top 25 on Monday when the polls come out. If that happens, that means that they're not going to be ranked. So they may have to run the table, play above 500 basketball to get into the tournament. They're going to have to win the whole conference. We'll see. Purdue's number 10 in the country, 16-5. Kansas is 14-5 and number 11. At number 12, Kentucky at 14-5. Texas A&M at 15-5. Mississippi State 14 at 16-4. 17-3. St. John's, the Johnnies. St. John's. They're ranked number 15 in the country, 17-3 this year so far. Oregon's number 16, 16-4. Wisconsin 16-4. Illinois number 18, 14-6. Memphis 16-4. 9-19. Missouri number 20, 16-4. Louisville 15-5. Number 21. Number 22, Texas Tech 15-4. 15-5. Mississippi. Ole Miss, Vanderbilt 16-4. And Connecticut is 14-6. So that's the storyline with the NCAA tournament. I mean NCAA men's basketball. So let's get some NBA. Lakers beat the Wizards 134-96 tonight. Cavaliers blew out the Hawks 137-115. Right now, the Jazz are beating Timberwolves 29-19. So I think tonight they announced the All-Star team for like the reserves. Okay, so we got Wimbyama, Victor Wimbyama. He's a first-time All-Star as a reserve. These are the reserves that were announced. Definitely had a great year. 24.4 points per game, 10.8 rebounds for the San Antonio Spurs in his second season. He's leading the league in blocks for the second straight year. So look at the reserves now. We look at the Western Conference. We got Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, James Harden, Jaren Jackson Jr. for the Grizzlies, Alperen Sengun, Rockets, Victor Wembanyama, Spurs, Jalen Williams of the Thunder. In the Eastern Conference, you got the reserves like Jalen Brown of the Celtics, Cade Cunningham of the Pistons, Darius Garland of the Cavaliers, Tyler Hero of the Heat, Damian Lillard of the Bucks, Evan Mobley of the Cavaliers, and Pascal Siakam of the Pacers. So those are the reserves. So there's some players that didn't make it. Like Trey Young didn't make it. Wow. He didn't make it to the All-Star game. Yeah, he was snubbed. I don't understand that. He averaging 11.4 assists a game, 22.7 points, 3.3 rebounds. He's not going to be in the All-Star game. Yep, he's not going to be playing the All-Star game. That's crazy. LaMelo Ball is not going to be in there. They'll know Devin Booker, no Kyrie Irving, no Zach LaVine, no Tyrese Maxey. That's crazy. He should have been an All-Star game. I know they're not playing, bro. They 1927, but Norman Powell is not going to be in there. Domantas Sabonis, he's not going to be in the All-Star game. So that's a shock. They didn't make the cut. Right, this is again, All-Star game is going to be on February 16th, so All-Star break is right around the corner. Let's look at the standings. Cleveland's 39-9. They won 3 in a row. The Knicks won 5 in a row. They're 32-16. Boston's 33-15. 37-9 is the record for OKC. So the best record in the league right now is Cleveland at 39-9, and OKC is 37-9. Houston's playing very well. They may be the most surprising team in the league. 32-14. They won 4 in a row. So they're looking good. That's the story on that. Look at the stats. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's leading the league in scoring, 32.5 points per game. Trey Young's leading the league in assists. He's the top assist man, 11.4 a game. Steph Curry's leading the league in 3 points made, 4.3. Sabonis, 14.5. And Wembyama leading the league in blocks, 3.9. Dyson Daniels leading the league in steals, 3.1 steals a game. Let's look at the team stats. Which is Grizzlies is the top of the points department. They lead the league in points, 123.3. Denver Nuggets number one in field goal percentage, 50.3. Points differential. Oklahoma City Thunder, 11.8 points differential. And defensively, the points allowed department, Oklahoma City Thunder, they are number one, 104.6. Then you got the Houston Rockets, 48.1. And you got the blocks, 6.9. So those are the storylines with the NBA. That's it right there towards the NBA. Very short show. Not gonna be on for long. So like I usually do, I talked about the AFC NFC Championship game, gave a brief preview about what's gonna happen, probably happen, what needs to happen as far as the Eagles are concerned, was winning this Super Bowl. I'll elaborate more on that next week. I'll do the preview. Talked about that, got some college basketball and the NBA talk. So that's it for the NBA. As far as I'm concerned. Like I said, the NBA All-Star break is coming soon. The 16th. Gonna have the All-Star game weekend and all that other stuff. So that's that. All right. All right, so let's get into this on this day in sports history of January the 30th. Again, some of the events that took place on this day. Again, very short show than usual. Let's get into it. All right. On January 30th, 1924, Gillis Grafström of Sweden won the men's figure skating gold medal at the Chamonix Winter Olympics. It was the first to successfully defend his Summer Olympic title, 1920 at the Winter Games. It was the first Winter Olympics. Looks like it is. That's what I see. 1924, Great Britain clinched the inaugural Olympic curling gold medal with a 46-4 win over France at the Chamonix Games. 1924, Norway's Thorleif Haug claims first of 3 gold medals at the Chamonix Winter Olympics. wins 50K cross country and a Norwegian sweep of the medals, also 18K in Nordic combined champion. So I'm not gonna go over all the events. There's some. All right, 1936, new owners of baseball's Boston Braves survey newspaper journalists to pick a new team nickname known as Bees in 1940, but returned to Braves in 1941. 1958, on January 30th, Major League Baseball Commissioner Ford Frick announced that players and coaches rather than fans will vote on selections for the All-Star Game. Vote returns to the fans in 1970. In 1968, on January 30th, 1968 NFL Draft took place where Ron Yeri from USC was the first overall pick by the Minnesota Vikings. On January 30th, 1971, the UCLA began and started the 88 basketball game winning streak. 1973, on January 30th, John Matuzak from the University of Tampa was the first overall pick by the Houston Oilers. 1977, on January 30th, Edward W. Stack replaced Paul Kerr as president of Baseball's Hall of Fame. In 1978, on January 30th, Addie Joss and Larry McPhail elected to Baseball Hall of Fame. In 1982, on January 30th, WBC Super Welterweight champion Wilfred Benitez of Puerto Rico defeated boxing legend Roberto Duran of Panama in a 15-round unanimous decision at Caesars Palace, Las Vegas. 1983, in Super Bowl, see that was Super Bowl 17, I believe. I think Super Bowl 17, where in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, the Washington Redskins beat the Miami Dolphins 27-17. The MVP was John Williams. Yes, yeah, I got to beat Super Bowl 17. I'm gonna get off for this. Brandon Graham, the defensive end for the Philadelphia Eagles, looks like he may play in the Super Bowl. It says they returned to practice for the first time since tearing his triceps against Los Angeles. He was activated. His practice went on Thursday. He joins teammates on the field, so he may be coming back. Possibly. Back to the on this day in sports history, on January 30th. Wayne Gretzky had a 100-point record. He set an NHL record for scoring his 100th point of the season for the 11th straight season. It was a milestone on January 30th, 1990. Comes with an assist in the 5-2 Kings victory over visiting New Jersey Devils. 1994 Super Bowl 28. Dallas Cowboys beat the Buffalo Bills 30-13. Emmitt Smith was the MVP. This game was in the Georgia Dome, Atlanta, Georgia. January 30th, 1996, future Hall of Famer, Basketball Hall of Famer Magic Johnson came out with a 5-year retirement, helping the Lakers to a 128-118 win over Golden State in the Great Western Form with 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists. Super Bowl 34, the Georgia Dome, St. Louis Rams beat the Tennessee Titans 23-16 as Kurt Warner was the MVP of the Super Bowl. back to where it was. Almost finished. Almost there. Almost there. Right. 2002, on January 30th, 2002, Karl Malone of the Utah Jazz became the second player in NBA history to register 34,000 career points, scoring 18 points in a 90-78 win over Chicago Bulls at the Delta Center. At the time, he trailed only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 38,387 points. Right, James Harden, Houston forward at the time in 2018, on January 30th, put up the highest scoring triple-double in NBA history at 60 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists as the Rockets beat the Orlando Magic 114-107 in Houston. In an AFC Championship game in 2002, on January 30th, in Arrowhead Stadium, the Cincinnati Bengals beat the Kansas City Chiefs 27-24 in overtime. In the SoFi Stadium, AFC Championship game, the Rams beat the 49ers 20-17 in California. Right, so that's it, man. My time is up for Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell. Episode number 37 is the final episode in the month of January, man. It's been a great start to the year. It's a great start, so I'm looking forward to February and talking about the Super Bowl preview, Eagles versus the Chiefs. See who's gonna win that game. Definitely gonna make predictions. Who's gonna win that game? Preview it. Check out the news article that I have on the website. That's e52asports.com. Check it out if you're interested. Reading the latest article that I put out that was put out. Check it out. It's out there. Talk a lot about a lot of things you will enjoy. So check it out. Talk about the national championship game recap between Ohio State and Notre Dame. NBA divisional playoff recap. Preview of the AFC MC championship game. The coach change that took place. No, Pete Carroll became the new head coach of the Oakland Raiders. Excuse me, the Las Vegas Raiders. Have you? He's a new head coach. Also with Dallas, they got Schottenheimer, Brian Schottenheimer. He's the new head coach for the Cowboys. So I wrote about that. Mentioned that the coaching situation that took place. That was mentioned in the article that I wrote. So check it out. Everything that's in there, check it out. So that's it for the night, man. That's it for the next show. Until then, talk to you next time in February for episode number 38 of Inside Sports with Rashad, which comes on every single Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. 9 p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on this platform, Elevation 52A Sports and Lifestyles, streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Until then, have a good night.